Good morning all. It's Friday morning now, getting towards the end of the week. I've got to shoot off to Exeter with the fuel bowser to drop fuel down to the forager and the 4 tractors that are down there. They've already headed off this morning to get down there to crack on early. Got to make a delivery of backy and filters to Will as well to keep him sane on the forager. You can see behind me the rapeseed has arrived, so that will soon be going in. Dad's currently just cleaning off his combine after finishing off winter wheat yesterday, so he'll be the one putting that rapeseed in. So it'll be on his time frame in terms of when he's gonna look to start drilling. Obviously, I showed you a couple of days ago those fields that are being done. Some are all good to go, and then there's the one field that's going to be that's being spread at the moment. I'm not entirely sure at the moment whether Ant's finished that field or not, but Dad can at least make a start. That may well be today, it may not be. I'm not entirely sure, as I got to work a little bit late because I had to pick up some bolts for Will in Barnstable, and I actually passed Dad on my way here, so I don't know exactly what's going on yet today, but I'll keep you all posted once I get down to Exeter. We'll see some maize harvest, and then we'll see what's going on this afternoon after that. Just before I do head off down there, got a little evening update from yesterday from our good friend Charlie Reed, who was in the forager with Will. Wanted to give everyone a little update as to what was going on, so I'll leave you in his capable hands for a few seconds.
Here we have Will changing trailers. With efficiency, we don't like to stop, we like to keep moving. Look at that, farming at perfection. Got Dagworthy celebrating in the 250 with a Richard Weston. 250 Tony's coming up along the side. Lovely views of Devon, foraging over the top of Exeter tonight. Sunset on, happy Will, happy crop.
So we are now just behind the Devon Hotel in Exeter. You see Will's just got this triangle of maize left along that steep part, the other side of the field. We've bought the fuel bowser and come to pick up the pickup I left them yesterday that they've driven back down in. And once I've arrived in the field, realised that pickup's not actually in this field, so I've come to the wrong place. But I expect Will need fuel, so we'll fill him up and then head off and pick up that other vehicle, get it back to HQ, because the tractors and forager will be coming back this afternoon. You see there, that is a pretty steep drop down. Will's actually said that the fields this morning are possibly steeper than what he was contending with yesterday. Trailer's got himself out of sync. He's got to come round and make sure he's ready for back up the hill. Obviously much better loading an empty trailer going up that hill rather than trying to pull a full trailer up there. So we're just doing a refuel. This is the maize header folded up on front of the machine, for those of you that won't have seen it. We're just gonna chuck a load of diesel in wheel. I've actually put too much diesel in the Bowser because I thought I'd be filling up the other tractors as well, but they've finished these few fields. Our tractors and trailers are going to head off back to base, as the next ones are going to be able to be covered by the farm themselves. So I didn't need to fill the Bowser right up, but there we are. So we got the drone up in the air just to watch Will once he'd moved to the next field. I dropped off Mum to take that other pickup back to the yard, and then I headed up to the next field. At this point, so we had 2 trailers on this morning. It was 4 yesterday, we had 2 on this morning, but they only did those initial fields, and at this point they had dropped off. So you see we're right in amongst the houses around Sandygate Stadium. And if I just pan around to the left in a second, you'll kind of have a good picture of exactly where we are. So these are all new builds right next to IKEA, just off the M5 roundabout. So you can see in the background there's a couple more fields over there that Will's got to cut, that he's moving into next. For now, we'll just zoom back in and watch him just make his way around here on the next run around. You can see this cut that he's done through the maize. That is literally just so that when you're opening up a field, you can send a trailer back to the gate, and they don't have to just sit and wait behind you. You can cut them a gap back through, and from there we'll pass under and we'll stop. Quite a few of you have been commenting, just saying how early it seems, which is true. It is early. It's definitely earlier than we've ever gone. South Devon, or Southern Devon anyway, tends to be, from experience, 2 or 3 weeks earlier than a lot of the ground that we farm, regardless. But this is probably still early even for them. I think it's just a sign of the year. It's been quite warm, dry. The crops are under a bit of stress, and it's just brought them on early. It's ripened them up, and it's whether it's ripened them up or whether they're kind of more like dying in the field. But I know throughout the entire country, maize harvest has been early, so which is obviously why we are going. It's not a case of just getting it off early as it's dry. The crops are fit to go. Yesterday's maize was 35% dry matter, so it's right where it needs to be. But yeah, just to answer those queries as to why it is so early. And yeah, after today we will be having a look at some more of our maize, just kind of checking as and when it's going to be the right time to go, checking those cobs and just making sure that the grain's where it needs to be before we can kind of pull the trigger on when our harvest is going to start. I've had a little look at a couple blocks that we thought would be earliest, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's in the next 10 days, 2 weeks, to be honest, but we'll see. So we'll leave Will here to finish this field and the rest of what he's got to do today. I think potentially there's a couple fields next to Sandy Park Stadium that he's got to take off last. But I'll head back to the yard now, see what everyone else is up to, and crack on with what I've got to do for the day. So it's a bit of a shorter video today. The afternoon kind of turned into a lot of paperwork, harvest reports, and in the end taking a couple more photos for items for the sale. So nothing too exciting to show you in terms of recording anything. Dad and some of the team were down clearing out the grain dryer. The last little bits left at the bottom of the grain dryer, just clearing that out, having a final tidy up down there, so that's all sorted and done. And Will came back kind of middle of the afternoon from cutting maize, so that's what we've been up to. I'll be in and around tomorrow, so if there's anything worth recording, I'll be sure to do that. But other than that, that's the end of today's video, and yeah, we'll catch up next week. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all your ongoing support, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.